Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jerry, and this is video number 2, week number 2 of my eJPT learning journey. So I'm just recording these videos to kind of chronicle how I've been going, and also to help others who may be going along the same track. So at the moment, in the last week, I've completed the Windows Exploitation section of one of the sections of the course. So the course that I'm doing is called System and Host Attacks, Host-Based Attacks. So that includes exploitation, file vulnerabilities, and post-exploitation like privilege escalation techniques.
That escalated quickly.
Which I really enjoyed. That was really fun. I really enjoyed some of the things that I learned there. We got to use UAC-Me to bypass UAC-Me, which was really fun. And in the course of that, the module that we used within that program, I did a little bit of research. It performed a DLL hijack, which I had no idea what that meant. So then I read into it, and basically what it is that whenever a program is running within Windows, like not everything will be loaded from that program within the program. So it will have all these dependencies that it needs to call out to and say, hey, I need this, this, and this to run. And so if the program itself doesn't specify, hey, this is where you need to find this DLL, then Windows has a predefined like order of like searching for those DLLs, and it has two. It has a less secure and a more secure version. So basically what this exploit does is that it hijacks that service. So instead of so it will put like a malicious version of the DLL in there, which will then be able to bypass UAC, which is user access control. And I found that really interesting. I was like, that was super clever that someone figured out that they could just exploit that. And apparently it's still an unpatched thing that can run in most Windows computers today. So that's a way to like evade detection.
He is clearly a master of evasive maneuvering.
When you're trying to escalate your privileges. And then the other thing that I learned was about the alternate data streams. So I didn't know that you could, that Windows essentially has two data streams. It has like the data that you see, so like a text file, the normal text files that you see, but then for it to then interact with other operating systems like Mac, it has an alternate data stream that like carries all the metadata and everything. Attackers are able to use this to hide payloads in plain sight. I thought that was really clever. Man, it's just like real creative thinking on the attacker's part. So that's mainly the kind of things that I went through this week. It was a little bit harder this week. I've had a few days off from study because of sleep. Basically, we had some crazy hot nights here in Brisbane, and we don't have air conditioning, which means that some nights you just don't sleep because it's just really hot. And then some early mornings, the kids have like gotten up and been all over the place. So that has not been fun. So I've needed to rest up a little bit. And catch up on some sleep instead of sitting down here studying and doing all the fun stuff, because you know, we need to function in life. It's important. Yeah, so that's pretty much like what it's been like the last week. I've been listening to a podcast by Phil Wylie. It's called The Hacker Factory, and it's available on Spotify, and it's really good. It's just a whole bunch of people talking about how they became pen testers and how they got into hacking and all of that, and just some of their advice in how newbies like myself, maybe like yourself, can do that. And that's been really cool, really inspiring to listen to, and it's kind of given me that sense of like, I can do this, you know, this is doable. Whereas before I was kind of like, oh man, I feel so alone, so like no one else is going through the hard yards of like doing and learning all this stuff from nothing. Whereas in listening to these people talk has been really inspiring and really encouraging to be like, you know what, you're not alone. A lot of people have gone through the same journey. A lot of people will go through the same journey. So that's been really, really encouraging. And there's been a few times this week where just different concepts have clicked, and it's really helped, I guess, solidify my understanding, push me along, motivate me a little bit. So that's been really fun. I've also been working a little bit on the side, going through the Hack the Box Academy curriculum. So I signed up to their like penetration testing junior course thingamajig, and I've been slowly reading through that just to get a bit like of a different perspective on some of the concepts that I'm covering, and maybe even like covering a bit more like job related things. So knowing kind of like how an engagement runs, knowing more from a theoretical standpoint, like the different phases from information gathering to vulnerability assessment, to exploitation, post-exploitation, pivoting and all of that kind of stuff. And then hopefully some of the important skills like knowing how to write a pen test report and that kind of stuff. So, because that stuff's basically why clients hire us to do the job anyways. They don't hire us to hack into their systems. They actually hire us to write a report about how an attacker would approach it, and what things they need to look at to fix those vulnerabilities, and mitigate risk. Because at the end of the day, this is what the whole job is, right? Like the whole job is to mitigate risk and make sure that businesses aren't losing money. Even though it is really fun for us to break into systems and all of that with people's consent, our job is actually to kind of showcase like, here are your problems, here's the solution, and now you've had someone who knows this stuff tell you. And that's really cool. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so just going through the Hack the Box Academy stuff, it's really slow going. I don't really have like heaps of time to invest into it. But when I'm like bored or need a break from my eJPT studies, then I'll like read that for a bit, go through like a section of a module, and then just go back to what I was doing before. But yeah, that's basically been this week. It's been fun. It's been good, challenging. I've had some ups and downs, but we're getting there. I'm getting there. I feel like I'm actually progressing. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, talk to me. Let me know if you're going through the same thing. We can chat. Like, that'd be great. That'd be cool to know other people out there. Have a good week, and we'll see you next time.